What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. First off, let me start this by saying Happy New Year. Hope everyone's gonna have a great year, had happy holidays and all that good stuff. So I hope everyone has a great start to their new year. And I know we are here as well. So today we are gonna make a video about the practicality of daily driving this Scion FRS, Subaru BRZ, Toyota GT86, all the above, same car basically. So we're not turboed right now. Again, our turbo kit video is coming very, very soon, probably within the next couple weeks. But yeah, so stock basically Scion FRS. We're gonna talk about daily driving it, so stay tuned. So first off, let me start off by saying the reason why I bought this car. So as you guys know, I drive the FJ. The FJ gets horrible gas mileage. So I'm talking like 8 to 10 miles per gallon on a good day. So first off, the biggest selling feature of this car for me, besides how I love the way it looks, was definitely the gas mileage. Basically, I'm getting right around, well, let me look right now. I'm getting 25 miles per gallon right now as I'm driving around. That's in city, that's not on the highway. I hardly get on the highway much as it is. So when I was driving to Vegas for SEMA, I was pushing upper 30s, maybe even 40 on miles per gallon. So this car, love it for that aspect. All right, guys, next up, let's go ahead and talk about drivability. Most people would think that because this car is a sports car or a track car, quote unquote, definitely not, but it'd be really impractical driving around town. But surprisingly, it's really not bad. The only complaint I would have on drivability is the actual ride height of the car, which it's a low car. You're not gonna have any other way around that unless you go and lift it. I have considered that, but I don't think it's gonna be the right for this car. Besides that, though, steering is tight. It's easy to get in and out of traffic because it's so short. Wheelbase is nice. It's easy to park. It has enough get up and go, which is going to have a lot more once we turbo it. Braking is fantastic. It gets around really well. I do have some Continental tires on here, brand new. I don't know, extreme contact, whatever they are, I forget. But in the rain, it does really well. The only complaint I will say, in the slush, which most cars do have a little issue in there, this car is not the car. Sorry guys, I was getting a phone call. But yeah, back to the slush. I have driven in the snow, and surprisingly, it actually got around in the snow decent. I was really light on the pedal, trying to not lose traction or anything. But really, it was just that slush, which I know the FJ even slips a little bit, but this car, it just, oh man, it was all over the road. So probably not the best car to use in a wintry environment, I guess you could say. But other than that, drivability, right on point. All right, guys, next up, let's go ahead and talk about the room inside the car. So yes, I went from daily driving the FJ, which was, we're gonna have that video come up next, because that car was not very practical to drive every day. But technically that car was a full-size SUV, but really not, just because of suicide doors. So it wasn't actually as large as, you know, Explorer, Expedition, all that stuff today. Room-wise inside this car, it is small. It is a two-door coupe. It does have back seats, but they're basically unusable. They are nice for chucking a bag in the back if you want to. It is room. I mean, it's basically trunk space, so you can really throw anything you want back there. As I said, I took this thing to SEMA. I put multiple bags back there for all my luggage. The trunk is decent. I mean, it's not the biggest trunk. It's not the smallest trunk. The only complaint I do have about the trunk is it's not very deep. So if you have any boxes that are just kind of a little bit taller, basically taller than 13, 14 inches, I would say, you're probably not gonna be able to put it in the trunk. So that's where the passenger seat comes into play and all that stuff. So could the room be a little bit better in this car? Yes, but when you're one person daily driving around, it's really not bad at all. And I have had really no complaints other than it could be a little bit larger, but not bad. All right, guys, next up, let's go ahead and talk about comfort, since we just talked about kind of overall space inside the car. So because the car is a coupe, the comfort level you would expect to be a little bit lower as opposed to actual full-size sedan or an SUV of that sort. But you know, really, the comfort level, I actually really enjoy driving this car. So sitting here in the driver's seat, I have plenty of room. I'm not the tallest guy, I'm 5'10". I have a little bit of room between my head. The seat is all the way down. If you went ahead and put the seat back, I like my seat up straight a little bit more, kind of keep my posture up. But yeah, you could definitely lean the seat back a little bit more to accommodate someone that was a little bit taller. But really, I have plenty of room. I love the layout of all this, for basically the e-brake down to the shifter and all that stuff. So comfort-wise, I actually really enjoy just driving this car. Passenger seat, plenty of room. I mean, we're talking basically comparable to the WRX, all that stuff. There's a ton of room up here in the front, which they get away with because then there's no room in the back. So that's the big thing for comfort. The passenger and the driver are gonna be pretty comfortable in this car. You can't have anybody else in the back seat or they're just gonna hate their lives. But other than that, I would say comfort, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably an 8, just because, again, it's not a full-size truck, nothing like that. It could be better. The seats, I do like the seats. They have a little bit of bolstering on all the sides, kind of keeps you seated and all that stuff when you want to, have some spirited driving and all that. So really, for the most part, I would definitely say the comfort is up there. Yeah, you could complain it's a little tight, but it's really not that horrible. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the car is overly tight by any means at all. I love the feel of it. I'm just saying that for size-wise, if you were a little bit taller, a little bit, thicker in the shoulders, something like that, the car might feel a little bit tight to you. Personally, I love I love the feel of the car. The elbow rests naturally over here on the door. Easy to get to all the shifting, e-brake. The pedals are fantastic length away. I love the seat, it's very comfortable. Steering wheel feels nice. Everything is very user-friendly for the most part. Sorry, sun's getting there for you guys. But yeah, dials are all right, easily accessible. So comfort-wise, I think it's a very comfortable car. All right, guys, next up, let's go ahead and talk about one of the most important features of buying a car and daily driving it, and that's gonna be dependability. So this car, by far, I think as of right now, before I turbo it and all that stuff, stock, I have, colder intakes, a few very minor mods, different wheels and tires, have a different rate spring in the car. Dependability, fantastic. We're talking Subaru engine, we're talking basically Toyota frame, different shocks between the Subaru the BRZ and the FRS, but really we're talking very dependable vehicle. You're not gonna break down. I've had this car, I have 60,000 miles on it, no clutch replacement, transmission, engine, everything has been fantastic. One thing you do, change the oil. Make sure everything is clean, and that's one thing. Dependability it can be all about the car, but the thing is, dependability also depends a lot on the driver. If you're a driver who takes very good care of their car, your car is gonna last a very long time. Like, for example, so the FJ, yes, great platform, Toyota engine, all that stuff. You'll hear people say that it's a very dependable vehicle. But because of all the stuff I've put into the FJ, it makes it less dependable. That thing loses alignment all the time, stuff like that. As long as you are a very, basically, dependable driver and you keep up with your maintenance records and all that stuff, really your car is gonna basically outlast you almost in that aspect. So as long as you keep good care of your vehicle, it's gonna last you forever. But yeah, dependability of this vehicle, perfect. There's been no issues. Only complaint I have so far, I blew out a tire, but that was from over excessive donuts, all that good stuff. So you're talking very, very dependable vehicle. It's not going to break unless you push it to that point of breaking. So I love this car. I think it rates really high up there in dependability. As I said, I've driven it 60,000 miles, no major issues yet. So knock on wood, hopefully we have nothing else, but so far, very dependable. We're gonna go ahead and jump back real quick to basically extra storage inside the car. Now, this is a car that basically interior storage is horrible. I mean, your center console, if you guys can see this, I have a Chick-fil-A cup, but not even a lid. All you got is 2 cup holders and a little area back here for junk. Then you got your trash holders and the sides of your doors. You have a small little cubby underneath, well, in the FRS only. BRZs, you have all your switches and all that stuff there. But you have a little cubby here underneath the air conditioning dials and all that. And then you have your glove box, which is a respectable glove box, not entirely huge. But really, if you're looking to store a lot of just everyday items in your car, it's gonna be a little difficult. You might need a bag in the back. So I would definitely rate the interior storage on the lower end, just because there's really not a lot of area that you can, especially keep things hidden out of sight. Yes, I would rate the interior storage very low on this car. All right, guys, we're gonna jump back to kind of that drivability aspect of this car. We're gonna talk about visibility between your front, your rear view mirror and your side mirrors. So really, visibility is very nice in this car. I drove a 370Z before this, and I could not see anything out of that car. This car, you're seeing a lot. You're really seeing everything. The mirrors on the side, very nice. You can see everything. You're not getting a huge blind spot. There's not really a blind spot column. I mean, yes, you do have your, I think it's your C pillar, but you're gonna have a little bit of blind spot back there. But as long as you're just kind of paying attention, blind spots really are not that bad in this car. Yeah, so visibility is actually pretty good. All right, guys, I think we've covered a lot of the key features on this car that kind of relate to daily driving it. If you guys have any other questions or anything about it, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let's go ahead and just give it an overall grade for daily driving, and we'll talk about just, you know, grade of practicality. I would definitely say that this car probably rates a solid B on daily driving aspects. And I don't say it like it's a bad car and it has anything negative. Basically what I'm saying is, if you had to choose between this to drive daily or like a typical sedan, you know, like a Sentra or something like that, I can see those probably as an A. Only reason why is because, again, you're getting a full 4 doors, you're getting a little bit more comfort aspects of driving around, you can get a few more people in. And then some of those standard sedans, they get a little bit better gas mileage. Because, I mean, there's cars out there that push 40 easy around town. So those are the only reasons why I wouldn't give this car an A. But the thing is, you're trading in those other practicality aspects for the style of this car. So really, you're getting a sports car looking car that is very practical for daily driving. Like, I know people drive their Mustangs around and stuff like that, but you're adding in that same style with this car, but you're getting a lot better gas mileage. Yeah, you don't have, you know, 600 horsepower yet, but definitely you get that stylish look in this car, and I love it. I mean, you're going to turn a lot of heads with daily driving this. So solid B is what I would say on the overall grade for this car. But last list of pros and cons, favorite parts of this car. Again, a few things I've added. I love the hood, I love the trunk, I love the style of the car. The look is fantastic. I love the gas mileage. Car is fantastic overall. I think it is a perfect fit for me. I love the feeling of the whole inside. I love my exhaust. I put on here, again, agency power, great exhaust. We're gonna see how it sounds once I put the turbo on. But I really love a lot of features of this car. Only downside, basically, aspects, as I said, it could be a little bit bigger. It'd be nice if you could have access to the back seats. The trunk space could be a little bit basically deeper, but you do have a donut. So you do have your spare tire back there. Again, it's not a full size, but some of these cars these days don't even come with a spare at all. So that is a nice feature. So overall, I love this car. Again, I'd rate it as a B for daily driving it. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to do a practicality of daily driving the FJ next. Billy's going to do his WRX. We're going to talk about the practicality of long travel suspension on daily driving, because I did that for a long time. And then again, we're going to do that turbo video very, very soon. So yeah, guys, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content, and like, and guys, have a great new year. Go do some crazy things. Yeah, so have a great time, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.